Mr. Johnson, would you please give us your full name and DOC number?
Aaron Johnson, 123674.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. Let me explain our process to you. First, I'm going to read some information into the record, then we're going to conduct a parole interview with you. Once we complete the interview, we'll request from the warden any comments or observations he may have. Anyone who wishes to speak on your behalf at that time will have an opportunity to say their piece. Currently here in headquarters here today is your cousin, Miss Desiree Jones, who will be speaking, your sister, Miss Natalie Royal, who will be speaking, and your cousin, Miss Latoya Jones, who will be speaking. Also present but not speaking is your aunt, Miss Elaine Howell. At the end of that hearing, you'll have an opportunity to say whatever you'd like to say to the board, and then we'll vote. Do you understand our process, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is the matter of Aaron Johnson, DOC number 123674, date of birth April the 26th of 1967. He's a second-time felony offender. He has a parole eligibility date of August the 1st of 2021, an adjusted good time date of January 12th of 2030, full term date of January the 7th of 2031. He is currently serving a 33-year sentence on the charges of armed robbery and felon in possession of a firearm. He was sentenced on September the 9th of 1998. Mr. Johnson, does that information appear to be correct?
Yes, sir.
Your case has been assigned to Ms. Pearl Wise, so she will begin our interview process. Would you please answer any questions she might have?
Yes,
Good
sir.
morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm nervous.
Okay, that's a fair statement. That's fair. All right. And that laughing a little bit, that helps you calm down. That's a good thing to do. Call out for the record, sir. How long you been in jail on this charge?
Almost 26 years.
Almost 26 years. And how old are you today?
56.
You're 56 years of age. Okay. Let me tell you right off now, usually I try to keep all my notes on one page. I got about 3 pages of notes on you. You've just done a lot in your life. Are you tired?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Okay, yeah. But I did notice that you've had multiple hospital stays from 1999 with your last one in July of 23. How are you right now medically?
I'm so, I've been suffering with my stomach bowel obstructions, and so I have to monitor what I eat and, exercise, drink a lot of water. But I'm making.
You're managing now.
Yes, ma'am.
So what do you do every day at the prison? I'm sorry.
I have my good days, bad days.
Yes, sir. So what do you do every day at the prison?
I work in the kitchen. I have a light duty job wiping tables.
Okay. Yeah, because like you said, that movement is important. You got to keep moving.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So you were denied, as we indicated on May 15 to 23, you were denied because of your DB record at the time, and it was suggested that you need more programs. So tell us what you've done since May 15 to 23 when you were denied your last hearing.
Okay, I completed 100 hours thinking for a change. I got CDL preparatory class up here, AANA step program, AVAR, freedom curriculum, authentic manhood, AANA ongoing program, and till walking training.
What's that now? What's the last name?
Till walking training.
Oh yeah, I think I did see that. Okay, but you're not. Yeah, okay. So now let's talk.
Also, I'm a press inmate.
Yeah, I did see that. How long you been in press?
About 6 months, man.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of new. That's very good. 6 months, okay. Impressed. Let's talk about that's one of the things that stood out to me is your drug history. You had your first mental health evaluation at age 15. It was, you said it was nerves and temper. Then you start drinking beer and gin at 13, marijuana at 15. This is self-reported. I'm just putting it on the record. And then and you said at age 19, you had a daily habit of marijuana. Then about 20, you started using crack cocaine.
Yes, ma'am.
But you did manage to obtain your GED somewhere in between that. You was arrested about 25 times before 1984. You had 5 misdemeanor, 2 felony convictions, and a very poor supervision history because of your continued drug use.
Yes,
So here we are 26 years later. You do have law enforcement opposition, some law enforcement opposition to your early release. Again, I'm just saying that for the record. Your victim is I wouldn't get any comments from your victim. I don't know if you know this, but she ended up losing her job.
yes, ma'am. I heard it.
You heard about that? Okay, yeah, because of a store policy. That was unfortunate. So tell us what are your plans? If you're successful today, what are your plans to stay clean and sober?
Well, I plan to surround myself around positive people, not go back to the areas that I, hung out in and did drugs, attend AA meetings and, also, churches are an important part of my life. I want to, join a good church and be active in church and, try to, start a youth outreach program, basically stay busy doing positive things, take it one day at a time.
How often would you attend AA meeting?
Weekly, two, maybe 1 or 2 times a week. I attended AA meetings once before out there, in the world. I backslided.
Yes, indeed. Yes. You went through you wrote another letter making sure we got the manhood certificate. Tell me about 3 things you learned in the manhood program that you took. What did you learn in the manhood program? Tell me the top 3 things you learned, because that's the last class you completed, right?
Yeah.
That's the most recent class that you completed.
Yeah.
Authentic manhood.
Yeah, authentic manhood.
Yes, sir. I'm not saying it right. Tell me about 3 things that you learned. That's the most recent class you finished.
Authentic manhood, it, taught me, how to be the man that God intended me to be. And, it's taught me, that, about being a real man. And it also taught me, I'm nervous. Y'all have this skills. But it was a good program. It was a good program. We supposed to have a graduation on the 30th. The whole curriculum is Kingdom Manhood.
Mm-hmm. The graduation on the 30th. So the class are still going on?
Well, I completed that part of the class, Authentic Manhood.
Oh, okay.
Whole curriculum.
Now, do you think that you need to try to go to a substance abuse treatment program before you leave? What do you think? Or do you think you got it?
Anything that'll help, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, right? Anything that'll help.
But you stay in the regular dorm right now? Are you in the regular population?
Yes, ma'am.
when I look at your history of supervision, I don't see where you've ever had any kind of long-term substance abuse treatment. Is that correct?
I think it's some substance abuse. Let me see what year it was at. That was in the 90s.
So you were at LSP. You was at LSP in the 90s. In 98.
Yes, ma'am.
You took what there?
I got living in balance at LSP.
Okay.
Living in balance. I thought you was talking about on the street.
Well, I'm talking about both of them, really. I was talking about it. I was talking about both of them. But I see what you did always attend. You always attended AA meetings. But for some reason, the needs assessments show you as high. You're high in substance abuse. You're high in antisocial thinking. And that's what's concerning. But you do have a low risk. Your needs assessments show that you need substance abuse treatment.
Yes, ma'am.
That's what it showed. And that's one of the main places I got that from. Let's talk about your write-ups now. When was your last write-up?
Last write-up was 2020, November 14, 2020. It was a 30W.
And what? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I saw that. You've had 61 write-ups in these 26 years. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
That's
Yes,
right.
ma'am.
So tell us what are your plans? If you're successful today, where would you live and how do you plan on supporting yourself?
Okay, my cousin, he got a body and fender shop, so he said he would give me a job. So I plan to work with him until I can get something better. And my sister and my niece, they live in Brownville, and I'm gonna go stay with her until I can get my own place. She worked for the Department of Correction.
So it ain't gonna be no hanky panky at her house, is it?
No, ma'am. Like I told her.
I'm just saying what's obvious. Okay.
Like I told her, I was, just, gonna do what I could to help her around the house and stuff like that, And, she said she ain't gonna charge me no rent or nothing like that, so I can save money to get my own place.
That's good. Yeah. All right. I forgot about this other write-up. One, is he had an RBR that was expunged on 5/2/23. What was that about?
That was a low court write-up. I woke up in the middle of the night one night and walked across the aisle and asked my bed partner for two slices of bread. And when came back to my bed, fixed me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich and went back to sleep, and they woke me up 2 hours later, gave me a write-up, said I was visiting in another bed area. I went to court, they found me not guilty. 3 days later, I get a copy of the write-up where the verdict had been changed. So I wrote Warden Beckham about it, and he had me expunged.
Yeah, that's okay. I'm just curious what that was about, but that was a good outcome of that. Okay.
It was a low court Schedule A write-up.
Okay. All right. Thanks for letting me know. So you think you're gonna be able to follow the rules of your sister's house, and you're gonna be able to follow the rules of probation and parole this time?
Yes, ma'am. Most definitely.
That's what I need to hear. That's all I had. Thank you for answering my question. You loosened up pretty good and started answering the questions. I appreciate that. Well, all we're doing is talking about you.
Yes, ma'am.
So, Warden, what can you tell us about this young man?
Aaron's he hasn't been here very long. I can say since he's been here, he has taken the classes, since his last parole hearing. Looking back through his history of write-ups, I mean, it's pretty significant. And he and I talked about some of the write-ups and different things that he did within them. And my big question to him was what changed and why did it change? And basically, he told me that he was tired of living that life. We talked about his support system getting out of here and how it would be important to him if granted this. With his duty status and medical history, you know, it would be easy for him to lay up on the dormitory and not work. But, you know, being in the kitchen and wiping tables and doing something is promising. You know, he does have a plan on when he gets out of here. So I don't know him other than seeing him in the kitchen, which is a good thing. And, you know, he hasn't been here that long, but looking at where he's at now as to where he would be, I think he has a good chance.
Warren, do you think he will be accepted at a substance abuse treatment program based on his health concerns, or they would just kick it back? What are your
No,
thoughts?
I think he would be. I mean, although he does have some, they're not very, I don't mean this in a bad way, they're not very significant. So I think that as long as he don't have a problem and don't have an obstruction or anything like that, I think he would be okay.
Okay, thank you, Warren. Thank you. That's all I had,
Thank
Chair.
you. Mr. Rocha?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Johnson, you've done very well since your last hearing. You've done everything that panel told you to do. But I have one question.
Yes, sir.
As you sit here today, are you a drug addict?
Yes, sir. I'm gonna be a drug addict all my life. But the thing is, you know, just taking it one day at a time. And, you know,
Thank you, sir.
staying away from it.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, now we'll hear from your supporters. Ms. Desiree Jones. Ms. Jones, if you'll walk up to that podium, please, introduce yourself and tell us what you'd like us to know about your cousin.
Yes, good morning. My name is Desiree Jones. I am Aaron's cousin. I stand before you today to advocate for the release of Aaron Johnson, who has shown remarkable progress and transformation during incarceration. I believe that Aaron deserves a chance to reintegrate into society as a productive and law-abiding citizen. The purpose of parole is not only to punish, but also to rehabilitate. And Aaron has exemplified his commitment to that process. Aaron has served 26 years of his sentence and has utilized this time to reflect on his actions and make some significant changes in his life. His journey towards rehabilitation has been characterized by him participating in educational programs and vocational training. This demonstrates a genuine desire to better himself and to become a positive member of society. Aaron has a strong support system in place, including family, friends, and employment opportunities and counseling communities. This network will help ensure his successful integration into society and reduce the risk of reoffending. It is important to recognize that our justice system, while focused on punishment, also values rehabilitation and the potential for positive change. The successful reintegration of individuals into society benefits not only the individual, but also the community. Aaron has demonstrated through his actions and commitment that he has made the necessary changes to break the cycle of criminal behavior. I firmly believe that Aaron is deserving of a second chance, and I urge the parole board to consider the progress that he has made. Granting parole to Aaron would not only give him an opportunity for a fresh start, but to also serve as a testament of the criminal justice system's commitment to rehabilitation and reintegration. I also want to mention, I know he also stated that when he gets out, he'll also get his cousin's shop. We also, me and my husband, we have a seafood market that's also open for him, so he can work part-time there as well. Me and my sister-in-law, we have a counseling agency, so we want to also make sure that he enters into that program as well, so we can help him along the way. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much, ma'am. Appreciate your comments.
Thank you.
Ms. Natalie Royal.
In the Department of Correction over 14 years. I just want, I have some pictures and stuff, pictures that I took with inmates. I have the certificate that I have, where I even Malachi dads for celebrating recovery. I've been to all these programs. So him coming home for me, it's me and my one with a, certificate. I think I would be the best person in the support system for him to come home soon, like you said. And then I already laid down the rules and everything that's coming home, but I have also been in the years, the 26 years, it has changed. I mean, a lot. So I'm just hoping that y'all will grant him his parole, so he can come home and spend some time with his family. But we just found out that my dad has cancer. So I'm wishing and praying he can come home and help me in the process of, getting my dad, even with him, with his doctor support him on, his medical issues too. It kind of take that out to stay with y'all, and I can support him financially, and I'll be just praying and hoping that y'all do with him today. And I thank you.
Thank you very much. Ms. Latoya Jones.
Morning, I'm Aaron's cousin. My cousin Aaron has a strong support system in his family, and we have taken every possible step to gather support to aid in his release from prison. Since all of his conditions have been now met to qualify for the parole grant that we know of, I ask respectfully that you grant his parole. Aaron has now served 26 years for armed robbery where no one was hurt physically. He has served more than the adequate time for his crimes. Therefore, it is time for him to be restored back to his family and community. This will allow him to be able to work, pay taxes, feed his grandkids, and support his family as well as his family supporting him. And I thank you in advance for this opportunity that is allowed and granted.
Thank you very much, ma'am. We appreciate your comments. Mr. Johnson, is there anything you'd like to say to the board before the board votes?
Yes, sir. I would like to thank you all for granting me this opportunity. I would like to thank Warden Dave and the staff for granting me the opportunity to participate in the programs I participated in and help me change. And I would like to apologize, offer my sincerest apology to the victims of my crime, Ms. Julie White, my family, my kids, my grandkids, my community, and that's it, sir.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your comments, Mr. Johnson. Is the panel ready to vote?
Yes, I am.
Ms. Wise?
I'll tell you what, Mr. Johnson, everything I wrote down based on what your family said, you don't need, because they already got it lined out for you.
Yes, ma'am.
And don't get beside yourself about being told what to do for 26 years. Heads up, when you get out around these ladies, you're gonna be told what to do. Just saying what I'm saying. And you got to be able to say, okay, now we talking about it, but it's all good stuff, and it's stuff to keep you out. So my vote is to grant today, based on the warden's comments, the family support, and your overall, the positive institutional performance over these last few years. I only have two special conditions: that you attend AA meetings 3 times a week, and you do that community service about 6 months after release. Start doing that community service of at least 4 hours a month. What you had stated that you're going to do, because that's needful, because you can relate to them, because you were 15 when you started this path. But best wishes to you, sir.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you. Mr. Roche?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Johnson,
Yes, sir.
you've served probably almost 75–80% of your sentence.
Yes, sir.
You followed the directions of the panel after your last parole hearing. They took the appropriate programs, and you stayed right up free since your last hearing.
Yes,
So
sir.
I'm going to grant your early release, but upon completion of either the Steve Paul Intensive Substance Abuse Program or any other DOC approved substance abuse program, I'm leaving it up to the DOC. You decide which program you're gonna go to. But I think you need some additional help with your substance abuse. So basically, I want you to get the treatment before you release.
Yes,
After
sir.
release, and the reasons why I'm voting. Positive remarks for one day, which is very important to me, and good family support. I see the support that you're gonna have. Just take advantage of that support.
Yes, sir.
My conditions are that you have a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. And AA meetings 3 times a week, random drug screens, and to follow all recommendations of the substance abuse program. Good luck.
Thank you,
Thank you,
sir.
Rochelle. Mr. Johnson, I've listened very intently to your family here. You've got some tremendous support. You've done a lot of good things while you've been in prison. I've listened to the warden's comments. My vote likewise would be to grant, conditioned upon your, well, no. My vote would be to grant with the following conditions once you are released, and that is 3A meetings per week, 4 hours of community service work after you've been out for about 90 days, a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. and random drug screens. That would be
And undergo a substance abuse evaluation.
and undergo a substance abuse evaluation as well, and follow all of their recommendations in addition to the ones we've given. So we have 3 votes to grant. Your parole has been granted today, so good luck to you, sir.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.